So let's have a look up here, everybody. So we're 7D, variance and standard deviation of a probability distribution. So far we've done mean, median, mode. Standard deviation is what we call a measure of spread. And for now, we're just going to be calculating it. Its significance pops up more in chapter 8 and 9. But we have standard deviation, we have a formula for it. And then we have what's called the variance, which is just another measure of spread. VAR is for variance, and that's standard deviation squared. Now for this one, what we'll do is we'll work through it manually, and then I'm going to show you how you can use your calculator to solve all of these from now on. The only time you'd be required to do the manual process is if it says show that the standard deviation is this, or show that the mean is this. Okay, so we'll do this one manually for now, and once we've done it, we'll look at how to use the calculator. Part A says find the mean of the distribution. So all we're going to do here is our E of x. We know the mean and E of x are the same. So 0 times 0.2. We don't need to worry about that part because that'll be 0. 1 times 0.35, 2 times 0.3, and 3 times 0.15. So what's that? 0.35, 0.6 is 0.95, plus 0.45 is 1.4. Okay, then what we'll do is we'll write out the formula for the standard deviation and we'll process it in our calculator. So I'm going to explain what this formula means. So we have this symbol here, sigma, means the sum of, and we have in brackets squared, we have each event take the mean. Okay, so each event take the mean and then multiplied by its corresponding probability. So here's what that's going to look like. We do the first event, take away the mean, squared, and then multiply. Yeah, that's the symbol for standard deviation. Yeah, good call. So the first event, take the mean, squared, and then multiplied by the probability of that event. Okay, plus. Then we do the second event, take the mean, squared, and multiplied by the probability of the second event, plus. And then we have the third event, take the mean, and then multiplied by the probability of that event. And lastly, the fourth event, take the mean, and then multiplied by the probability of that event. Okay, now at this stage, I'm not going to type all of that into my calculator. You can if you want to in a moment, but I'm going to show you the fast way that we can get it. But that's basically how the formula works. Okay, so we'd be adding all that together. So let's go through how we can use our calculator to solve a probability distribution. So the first thing we're going to do is go to statistics mode. So we go to menu and we go to stat. So everyone can follow along, and whatever you got there, just clear everything. I've got a bit of rubbish here, residual rubbish. Okay, and then what you can see, we've got list 1, list 2. Now in list 1, we're going to list the events. So our events are 0, 1, 2, 3. And in list 2, we're going to list the corresponding probabilities. So that's going to be 0.2, 0.35, 0.3, and 0.15. All right, so we're just listing, we're constructing the probability distribution in our statistics mode here. And those probabilities, 0.2, 0.35, 0.3, 0.15. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to change a calculator setting, and we're going to leave it like this for now. In fact, you'll probably leave it like this for the rest of the year, although I think there's a couple of questions in chapter 8 and 9 that require you to change it. So we're just going to make a permanent change to one of our calculator settings. So what we'll press, if everyone's up to that step, I won't move ahead if we're not, we've just put that in. Okay, so we'll press Option, Calc, oh my gosh, what have I done? Sorry. sorry, press exit till we get back to the main setting where it's got graph, calc, test, interval, distribution, and we just press calc, okay? So we just press calc, which is F2, and we've got, it should say 1 there, 2 there, reg, and set. Now what we're going to do is change the setting. So we're going to press F6, which is set. And what we want it to say, there's a number of settings here, but we just want it, the 1 var x list, we just want that to say list 1. And the 1 var frequency, we want to say list 2. Okay, so that's the setting that we want. So you might have the number 1 written in the second row, so just change that.
What about the 2 var?
We won't worry about that. Okay, so we'll press execute to exit out of that. All right, and then what we're calculating is 1 var. Okay, and so if we press that now, you don't need to change your settings again. The settings are permanently changed. And anytime you enter a distribution in your calculator and press 1 var, it's going to pop up with all of the properties of that distribution. So let's scroll down here. The first one we've got is the mean, 1.4, and that's exactly what we calculated. Now, let's just talk about notation. Mean, sigma, and S. So this means mean of the population. This means the mean of the sample. Okay, so for example, you guys would be a sample of the population of students at Tennyson Woods College. So the population is the whole group, a sample is a selection of a group. Now, for our purposes, these are going to be the same in this unit. In the next unit, it'll be a little bit different. And then we have the standard deviation of the population, the standard deviation of the sample. Okay, so you can think of it as population has this notation, and the sample has this notation. Anyway, if we scroll down, we can see we're given sigma x. This is the standard deviation we evaluated. If you put this in your calculator, it will pop out to 0.9695. And we'll state that to 3 significant figures, 0.970. All right, and if you scroll through, you can see it gives you the median, it gives you the mode, it tells you the number of modes. So it reveals to you all of the statistical properties of the distribution. Okay, so that's what you're going to do in that exercise. You can use your calculator a bit, but be familiar with the formulas. Now we used one formula for the standard deviation, but there is another formula there as well. And it may also ask you what's the variance, but the variance is just the standard deviation squared. So if you need to find the variance, you just take that number and square it. Okay, any questions? Splendid. So let's leap into 7D.